Welcome to Scholastic IQ, the game where I decide who wins based on who can name more players from the Winnipeg Jets. I'm your host, Ethan Neer, and we have a great show in store for you tonight. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the bottom, we have Effingham with Tyler, Morgan, Lex, and Gabe. And up top, we have Herrin with Charlie, Luke, Emily, and Caden. Now, before we get into the questions, let's just do a quick recap of our rules. We'll start out with some toss-up questions. Those are worth 10 points. If a team gets it right, they move on to a bonus question, which is worth 20 and can be stolen for 10. You guys are allowed to interrupt me at any time, but if you interrupt me and get a question wrong, it is 5 points to the other team. So just get the questions right, and we got no problems. All right, everybody's ready? Let's get to the questions. What man, who was the first person to ever resign from the Soviet Politburo, defeated Nikolai Rizkov in 1991 in Russia's first presidential election? Gabe.
Putin.
Putin is incorrect. Caden.
Yeltsin.
Boris Yeltsin is correct. Well done, Caden. For your bonus, what general led the punitive expedition against Pancho Villa and the American Expeditionary Force in World War I?
Pass.
Effingham, chance to steal.
MacArthur.
That is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was John J. Pershing. John J. Pershing. Your next question. What man stated that a certain line segment sweeps out equal areas in equal times and that orbits are elliptical in his laws of planetary motion? Lex.
Kepler.
Kepler is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the Vaal is a major tributary of what colorfully named river that forms part of the border between Namibia and South Africa?
The Red River.
That is incorrect. Herrin, chance to steal.
The Yellow River.
That is also incorrect. The answer looking for was Red's close cousin, Orange. Orange. I'll take our next toss-up. What prehistoric period whose late portions names the civilizational collapse of the 12th century BC occurred between the Stone Age and Iron Age? Gabe.
Bronze.
Bronze is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Ukraine has accused Russia of planning what alliteratively named attacks in which a country blames another nation for an act they commit? Guess we're all out of time. Herrin, the chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer we're looking for is false flags. False flags. On to our next toss-up. What city, which contains the glassmaking island of Murano, is home to the Rialto Bridge and the Bridge of Sighs, which both cross its many canals? Kate.
Venice.
Venice is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what American author published the 1856 collection The Piazza Tales, which includes the novella about a slave revolt titled Benito Sereno?
Pass.
Effingham, chance to steal.
Smith.
That's incorrect. The answer looking for was Herman Melville. Herman Melville. Next question. In what state was architect Rex Hoyerman arrested in 2023 after being linked to the murder of 4 women discovered on Gilgo Beach in Long Island? Gabe.
New York.
New York is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Chinese politician whose 3 principles were nationalism, democracy, and livelihood was the co-founder and first leader of the Kuomintang?
Shanghai.
All out of time. Herrin, chance to steal.
Ping.
Ping is incorrect. The answer you're looking for was Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen. For your next question, pencil and paper ready. What is the arithmetic mean of the 4 numbers 13, -3, 6, and 8 given it is their sum divided by 4? Morgan.
6.
6 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Don Henley is a founding member of what rock band behind such hits as Take It Easy, Desperado, and Hotel California?
The Eagles.
The Eagles is correct. Well done. For the next toss-up, what country, which was the location of the prison S-21, was the site of the killing fields of Pol Pot during the reign of the Khmer Rouge? Caden.
Cambodia.
Cambodia is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what scalar quantity, which equals the square root of the bulk modulus over density, is found in the denominator of the formula for the Mach number?
Pass.
Effingham, Genesis, do you know?
Speed.
Answer you're looking for was a little bit more than that. It's the speed of sound. The speed of sound. And that'll take us to our first media question. This voice actress is known to play Gabe.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong is correct. Well done. And since that was a media question, there is no bonus question. Let's take it back to the toss-ups. What philosophical concept, the subject of Plato's Theaetetus, has been defined as justified true belief and is studied by the field of epistemology? Sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer you're looking for was knowledge. Knowledge. For your next question, what author of the play The Skin of Our Teeth depicted small-town American life in Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, in his play Our Town? Lex.
Wilder.
Wilder is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what bounty hunter fights Mother Brain and the space pirate Ridley as the protagonist of the Metroid series?
Samus.
Samus Aran is correct. Well done. On your next question, pencil and paper ready. What is the combined weight in pounds of 3 identical bricks if 5 such bricks have a total weight of 20 pounds? Morgan.
12.
12 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the rusting of iron is an example of what kind of reaction in which a species loses electrons?
Oxidation.
Oxidation is correct. Well done. Your next toss-up. What state, which contains the eastern part of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, is home to Duke University and the city of Charlotte? Tyler.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what English author described enchanted fruit sold by sinister beings in her 1862 poem Goblin Market and was the sister of artist Dante Gabriel?
Pass.
Herrin, the chance to assume.
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie is incorrect. The answer you're looking for was Christina Rossetti. Christina Rossetti. The next question. What case in which William Jennings Bryan was asked about biblical morality by Clarence Darrow saw a Tennessee man convicted of teaching evolution? You guys are all out of time. The answer you're looking for was the Scopes trial. The Scopes trial. Your next question. What particles, which were discovered via deep inelastic scattering form, baryons, and have flavors including charm, strange, up, and down? Lex.
Corpse.
Corpse is correct. Well done. For your bonus, alfalfa and apples are examples of what type of plant defined as one that can live for 3 or more years?
Triennials.
That is incorrect. Herrin, the chance to steal.
No answer.
You're on the right track there. It's just perennial. Perennial. Your next toss-up. What island lies west of the Sulawesi and north of the Java Sea and is divided between the 3 countries of Tyler?
Borneo.
Borneo is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what English artist showed a recently married couple in Mr. and Mrs. Andrews and painted a child dressed in the title color in The Blue Boy? guys are all out of time. Herrin, chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer we were looking for was Thomas Gainsborough. Thomas Gainsborough. And that'll take us to our next media question. The Honey Nut Cheerios advertisement used this anthropomorphic bee as the mascot. Dean Yeagle of Xander Animation Studio in New York City created him for the initial ads. Until 1990, he was voiced by Arnold Stang, Billy West, and Charlie Schlatter then played him afterwards. Name this mascot. Gabe.
Buster B.
Buster B is incorrect. Charlie.
Barry B.
Barry B is also incorrect. It is so aptly named Buzz or Buzz the Bee. They really tried hard with the name on that one. Very creative. For your next question, what center who lost in the 1993 Stanley Cup Finals while leading the Los Angeles Kings is the NHL's all-time leader in both assists and goals? Gabe.
Gretzky.
Gretzky is correct. And fun fact, he would still be the leader in points even if he didn't score a single goal, which is just a ridiculous stat. For your bonus, in 2015, the Department of the Interior changed the name of Mount McKinley, giving it what name from the Athabascan word meaning a tall one?
Denali.
Denali is correct. Well done. Next question. What state was governed by segregationist Orval Faubus when, in 1959, 9 students attempted to integrate its central high school? Lex.
Arkansas.
Arkansas is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what name was shared by 2 Roman senators, the elder of whom repeatedly said, Carthago delenda est, before the Third Punic War?
Pliny.
That is incorrect. Herrin, the chance to steal.
Plinius.
Plinius is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Cato. Cato. For your next toss-up, what 7-letter adjective denotes reproductive processes such as parthenogenesis and budding, which create identical offspring with only one parent? Caden.
Asexual.
Asexual is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what word can name any gemstone other than rubies that is made of corundum, such as the birthstone for September?
Sapphire.
Sapphire is correct. Well done. And that will take us to our lightning round. The way our lightning round works is each team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can about a certain topic. Now, Herrin, since you guys are trailing in this one, you get the first pick of the litter. Your choices are primes, A in U.S. geography, best-selling albums since 2000, or vowels.
Vowels.
Vowels it is. Give these vowels, some answers will repeat. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. Letter that begins Canada's national anthem.
O.
Vowel that ends most Spanish feminine nouns.
A.
Transcendental number that is approximately 2.718.
I.
That's incorrect. Prefix meaning descendant found at the beginning of many Irish surnames.
O.
Largest vowel on Snellen charts used by eye doctors.
A.
That's incorrect. Universal donor blood type.
O.
Major scale whose key signature has 4 sharps.
E.
Represents currents in Ohm's law.
Pass.
Burmese honorific that precedes tant in the name of a UN Secretary General.
U.
Vowel in the Welsh words cum and cruth that is a consonant in English.
Y.
That's incorrect. Represents current in Ohm's law. Sorry, you guys are all out of time. We will go through the ones you missed. Transcendental number that is approximately 2.718 is E. Largest vowel on the Snellen charts used by eye doctors is also E. The represents current in Ohm's law is I. And the Bernese honor, oh no, you did get that actually. Get that one correct. And the vowel in Welsh words cum and cruth that is a consonant in English is W. W. All right, Effingham, Herrin had their turn. It is now your turn for yours. Your choices are primes, A in U.S. geography, and best-selling albums since 2000.
We'll take A's in geography.
A's in geography it is. Give these geographical answers that begin with the letter A. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. State known as the Cotton State.
Alabama.
Alaska's most populous city.
Anchorage.
Mountain range whose subranges include the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Appalachian.
Texas city that hosts the South by Southwest Festival.
Austin.
Utah National Park whose delicate landform appears on state license plates.
Arches.
River that flows through Tulsa and Wichita.
Pass.
State with public university campuses in Tucson and Tempe.
Arizona.
Most populous city in New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
Island chain whose Attu and Kiska were occupied by the Japanese in World War II.
Aleutian.
City home to the U.S. Naval Academy.
Pass.
River that flows through Tulsa and Wichita.
Arkansas.
That's correct. City home to the U.S. Naval Academy. And that is the last one you have left. So you guys are all out of time. The only one you missed there was the city home to the U.S. Naval Academy is Annapolis. Annapolis, Maryland, to be particular. And let's take a look at our scores after the lightning round. We have Herrin with 120 and Effingham with 290. So off to a good start, but Herrin's still plenty of time to come back in the second half. All right. For your next toss-up, what body chaired in August 2023 by Linda Thomas Greenfield is tasked with preserving international peace and has 5 permanent members with vetoes? Caden.
The United Nations.
I think we need more than that.
No answer.
All right. Gabe.
UN Security Council.
That is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what English poet wrote, "I hope to see my pilot face to face" in Crossing the Bar, which he wanted to be the last piece in all collections of his poems?
No answer.
Herrin, chance to steal.
Byron.
That is incorrect. The answer you're looking for was Alfred Tennyson. Alfred Tennyson. Your next question. What novel in which the wealthy child Amir witnesses the assault of his servant's son as they play with the title object is by Khaled Hosseini? Those are all out of time. The answer you're looking for was The Kite Runner. The Kite Runner. Your next question, what state, which is the setting of the movies 51st Dates and The Descendants, was a kingdom until 1893 and contains the island of Gabe?
Hawaii.
Hawaii is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, escalite is a rare ore of what transition metal highly resistant to tarnishing, whose name refers to its brightly colored compounds?
Cobalt.
That is incorrect. Herrin, chances.
Neon.
Can you say that again?
Neon.
Neon is also incorrect. The answer you're looking for was chromium. Chromium. The next toss-up. What senator who left a woman to drown during the Chappaquiddick incident represented Massachusetts and was the brother of a former president? Gabe.
Kennedy.
That is correct. Head Henny. Well done. For your bonus, what article of the Constitution contains the full faith and credit clause and outlines relations between the federal government and the states?
Article 3.
Article 3 is incorrect. Herrin, chance to steal.
Article 2.
Is in fact Article 4. Article 4. And that'll take us to our next media question. This Trinidad-born rapper and singer-songwriter, Gabe.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, what photographer whose wartime assistant was named Alexander Gardner took over 10,000 photos capturing the reality of the Civil War's battlefields? Those are all out of time. The answer we're looking for was Matthew B. Brady. Matthew B. Brady. Your next question. What organelles, which contain membrane-bound structures called thylakoids, where light-dependent reactions occur, are the site of photosynthesis? Charlie.
Mitochondria?
Mitochondria may be the powerhouse of the cell, but is not the right answer we were looking for. Tyler.
Chloroplast?
Chloroplast is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in 1879, Britain fought the Battle of Isandlwana against what African empire, which triggered the Amphictyony during its rise in the early 19th century?
No answer.
Sir, all right, Herrin, the chance to steal.
Mali.
Molly's incorrect. The answer we're looking for was the Zulu. The Zulu. Your next question. What author was interrupted by a person from Porlock while writing a poem about a pleasure dome built in Xanadu by the title Emperor Kublai Khan? Gabe.
Marco Polo.
That's incorrect. Sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer we're looking for was Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Your next question. What name is shared by a king known as Bluetooth, a Norse king who lost the Battle of Stamford Bridge, and the Kate?
Harold.
Harold is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the Potala Palace, which was formerly the Winter Palace of the Dalai Lama, is found in what capital of Tibet?
Pass.
Yes. All right, Effingham, chance to steal.
Los?
Can you repeat that for me?
Los?
Los is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Lhasa. Lhasa. Your next toss-up. What sitcom in which Dr. Leo Specimen gave dubious medical care to Tracy Jordan and NBC sketch comedy writer Liz Lemon was created by Gabe?
30 Rock.
30 Rock is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the declaration that between faith, hope, and love, the greatest of these is love, comes from what Pauline epistle addressed to a Greek church?
Pass.
Herrin, chance to steal.
Corinthians.
I need more than that.
1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians is correct. Well done. For the next toss-up, what painting whose setting is a road in Eckelberg depicts a tumultuous orange sky behind an agonized figure covering his ears and is by Lex?
The Scream.
The Scream is correct. Well done. For your bonus, pencil and paper ready. What is the discriminant of the quadratic polynomial 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 found by evaluating b squared minus 4ac?
One.
1 is correct. Well done. Back to the toss-up. So what process which heats then rapidly cools a liquid to kill bacteria is named for its French... Tyler.
Pasteurization.
Pasteurization is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Whig politician who rose to power after the South Sea bubble burst is generally considered to have been Britain's first prime minister?
No answer.
Herrin, chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer looking for was Robert Walpole. Robert Walpole. For your next question, what military leader who had a scandalous affair with Lady Hamilton was commanding the HMS Victory in 1805 when he died at the Battle of Trafalgar? So you guys are all out of time. The answer you're looking for was Horatio Nelson. Horatio Nelson. Next character. What character whose bounty is as boundless as the sea is courted by Paris, has a cousin named Tybalt, and is the star-crossed lover of Romeo? Kate.
Juliet.
Juliet is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in July 2023, Michigan filed forgery charges against 16 people who falsely claimed to have served in a what role on December 14th, 2020?
Pass.
Effingham chances to. The answer we're looking for was presidential electors, and that bell means that is all the time we have for on today's show. For the people working hard behind the camera and our lovely contestants here today, I'm Ethan Neer. Thank you so much, and good night.